Do you believe that deep beneath the earth of China, there lies a colossal, underground city? One that for more than 2,000 years, no human has dared to enter? A place that holds an immortal army of terracotta warriors, deadly traps ready to kill any intruder, and even a vast ocean of toxic mercury that modern technology itself fears to confront. This is not legend. It is the tomb of the first emperor to unify China, Qin Shi Huang. And to this very day, it remains one of the greatest mysteries mankind has yet to unravel. History has witnessed many monumental wonders. The pyramids of Egypt, the Incan city of Machu Picchu, the enigmatic Stonehenge of England. But if one were to choose a site that is both magnificent and terrifying, one that embodies the chilling touch of death itself, the tomb of Qin Shi Huang would surely be among the most haunting. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, was hailed by some as a genius and cursed by others as a ruthless tyrant. He forged unity with blood and iron, laying the foundation for more than 2 millennia of imperial rule. Yet within his tomb lies not only the story of power, but also of obsession, paranoia, and cruelty pushed to their extreme. Born in 259 BC as Ying Zheng, he ascended the throne of the state of Qin at only 13 years old. After decades of bloody conquest, he finally ended the Warring States period and unified China in 221 BC from then on. He crowned himself as the first emperor, a title that would endure for thousands of years. But glory was never enough. Once his empire was secured, he began to fear the one enemy no ruler could escape: death. Obsessed with immortality, Qin Shi Huang dispatched envoys across distant seas and into mythical mountains in search of the elixir of life. Alchemists and mystics offered countless potions, but in the end, the mercury-laced pills he consumed only weakened his body further. Perhaps it was this obsession with eternity that drove him to order the construction of an underground realm, not merely a tomb, but an entire miniature universe designed for himself. According to the historian Sima Qian, construction of the mausoleum began the moment Qin Shi Huang ascended the throne and lasted over 38 years. Hundreds of thousands of laborers, slaves, and soldiers poured their sweat, blood, and very lives into this monumental project. It is said that by the time he died in 210 BC, more than 700,000 people had been involved. Once the tomb was sealed, countless workers were executed or entombed alive to ensure the secrecy of its design. Nestled beneath Mount Li in today's Shanxi province, the mausoleum was built as a microcosm of the empire itself. Palaces, halls, even rivers and mountains, all recreated underground. But what stunned the world most was a discovery made in 1974. That year, a group of farmers digging a well near the tomb stumbled upon strange fragments of clay. When archaeologists arrived, they were struck speechless by what they unearthed: a colossal army of terracotta warriors. Thousands of life-size statues of soldiers, horses, and chariots stood in formation across vast underground chambers. Each warrior stood nearly as tall as a living man, crafted with astonishing detail, down to the strands of hair, the folds of armor, the subtle lines on each face. Even more astonishing, no two figures were alike. Some bore fierce mustaches, others long flowing beards. Some glared with piercing eyes, while others carried serene expressions. It was as if an entire real army had been turned to stone to guard their emperor for eternity. And yet, archaeologists believe this was only the surface. The mausoleum complex spans a staggering 56 square kilometers, far larger than Egypt's Valley of the Kings. The Terracotta Army was merely the outer defense, standing guard before the palace deep within, where Qin Shi Huang himself rests. When the first warriors were unearthed, archaeologists discovered something remarkable. The statues had once been painted in brilliant colors. Armor gleamed in red, blue, and gold. Faces flushed with life. Eyes shone with vitality. But within minutes of exposure to air, the pigments flaked away, leaving the dull gray clay we see today. The tragedy of losing those vivid hues has haunted researchers ever since. Without advanced preservation technology, excavating further might destroy priceless treasures before the world can ever behold them. But the fading colors are just one part of the story. Far more terrifying are the ancient accounts of the tomb's traps. Sima Qian wrote that crossbows were rigged within the chambers, ready to unleash poisoned arrows at anyone who breached the tomb. Hidden mechanisms could trigger deadly rockfalls to crush intruders. And worst of all, the legendary rivers of mercury. Records claim that Qin Shi Huang ordered miniature landscapes within the tomb, where flowing rivers were recreated using liquid mercury to symbolize eternal streams. Modern scientists have tested the area and indeed found mercury concentrations dozens of times higher than normal, proving the ancient texts may not have been mere myth. Just imagining it is enough to send chills down the spine. Beneath the earth lies a toxic sea of mercury, waiting silently, lethal to anyone who dares to enter. With a secret so captivating, one must ask, why has China never excavated the central tomb of Qin Shi Huang? The reasons are many. Asterisk the risk of destroying heritage. As we've seen, the vibrant colors of the terracotta warriors vanished upon contact with air. Opening the tomb without cutting-edge preservation could irreparably ruin countless priceless relics. The danger of traps in mercury. No one knows how many mechanical defenses remain armed. The mercury itself poses a grave threat to both people and the environment. Long-term historical value. Many scholars believe it is better to preserve the tomb intact, waiting for future generations with superior technology to reveal its secrets safely. And so, for over 2,000 years, the gates to the emperor's core chamber have remained sealed. But what might we discover should it ever be opened? An underground palace? A resplendent court with ceilings adorned in gemstones and walls encrusted with jade? A vast treasure hoard? Gold, jade, ceremonial relics? And perhaps weapons of ancient design yet unknown? It's the elixirs of immortality. The very potions that Qin Shi Huang once craved may still lie hidden. The emperor's remains. The greatest question of all, does Qin Shi Huang's body remain preserved? And if so, what secrets of his life and death could it reveal? Each possibility excites the world and yet terrifies it as well. For the tomb of Qin Shi Huang is not merely a resting place. It is a mirror of human ambition, obsession with immortality, and the ruthlessness of unchecked power. More than 2 millennia have passed, but the mystery endures. Each time we gaze into the stony faces of the terracotta warriors, we shiver. Will humanity ever dare to open the gates of this underground empire? And when that day comes, will we uncover enlightenment, or unleash a calamity never seen before? You too are captivated by this enigma. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and join us as we explore more mysteries hidden throughout human history. And don't forget to leave a comment. Do you believe the tomb of Qin Shi Huang will one day be opened, or will it remain forever sealed beneath the earth?